Welcome back to another episode of Soul Driven with Steph. I am so excited for this episode to share with you the biggest and the best secret that I've ever had to keep. And if you know me personally, maybe you know the secret already, but if you are just hearing this for the first time, my husband Ben and I are so excited to announce that we are expecting a little bundle of joy addition to our family this fall. Our official due date is October 29th, 2020, or October 29th, 2024, which is looking like we'll probably end up with a November baby, but you just never know. So we could not be more excited for this next chapter in our marriage and our family. And just me personally, I have been looking forward to the next chapter of motherhood and parenthood for quite some time. And so this is really an exciting time for us. So I wanted to share this as an episode because it's so strange how you kind of have to keep it a secret the first, everyone's different, but kind of wanted to keep it more of a secret the first 2 to 3 months just to make sure everything was good and healthy with the baby before fully announcing it to the world, social media official, I guess you could say, which we just announced this weekend. But it's weird to keep this as a secret because I'm typically a very open book and open person. As you guys know, you listen to the podcast. I've shared so many personal things on this podcast and just being really authentic and real with all of you. So it's been really challenging for me to keep this to myself and also just trying to get through the first couple months has been very interesting. So I'm excited to share this episode with you and just be really real and candid about my experience so far. But before I get into that, I wanted to just share kind of leading up to making the decision to grow our family, which has been on my heart and on our minds for at least a couple years. We were in a season of just trying to get financial stability. I was trying to figure out what I was doing with my businesses. And it's so funny how God works because I think about just the timing of everything and how truly perfect it was. Even a couple of years ago when it felt like all of my friends around me were starting their family and having kids. And I wanted that so bad, but I just was not in a good place to have that and needed more stability before being able to really step into that chapter of parenthood. So although it felt a little bit sad and discouraging that I didn't feel like I was in a good place to start a family when a lot of my friends or family were, it's funny how the timing of everything is so perfect. So I trusted it. I made a lot of decisions in the past couple of years to work towards this season and chapter of our lives. So, a lot of the hard decisions that I made even a year or 2 years ago to downsize my studio and then eventually just completely step away from it at the end of this past year was because I knew I wanted to step into the season of motherhood and parenthood, and the business model that I had for my first business just wasn't really going to allow me to show up 100% in any area of my life, let alone take care of myself in pregnancy and after that as well. So, it was really a hard couple of years of making difficult decisions and being able to, be supportive and happy for everyone around us that was having kids and starting their family, even though we knew that just wasn't in the cards for us yet. But we trusted our journey, and we kind of knew at the end of 2023 that we were finally ready for that next chapter. And a funny story, always said that our honeymoon would be kind of the last bucket list item that we wanted to do together as a couple before really starting our family. And of course, as you know, if you listen to this podcast or you know me, we went on our honeymoon to Puerto Rico at the end of this past year. And then I closed my first business as well and was really just ready to take that leap and start to try for a family. So here we are in April of 2024, and I am currently about 11 weeks along in my pregnancy, and man, it has been a wild couple months. I found out at the end of February, which was really exciting to be able to tell my family, our families, pretty, soon after we found out, which of course they're so excited too. So we told some family and close friends right away, and then just kind of gradually telling people over the time. And now the cat's out of the bag. So the world knows, which honestly just feels so much freer because I felt like I was keeping this huge secret, and I just have not been able to function at the same capacity that I'm used to, which is very hard for me. So, to give you a little kind of run through the pregnancy so far, I would say the first 8 weeks, so the first 2 months or so, I was still doing pretty much everything in my normal routine. I was working out, I was lifting, I was running every week, and I felt really good, like really good. And then we had our Sister Circle Summit the end of March. And right before the summit was when I was really starting to feel the symptoms of pregnancy. So nausea and just like extreme fatigue. If anything, it's the fatigue that has really killed my energy. So I got through the summit, of course. And then as soon after that, like right after the summit, I just felt like a totally different person. And that has been the last 2 weeks of just pure exhaustion, super sick, nauseous. Half the day, like the first half of the day, usually I can't eat or really do anything. And then the second half of the day, I'm just ravenous for food. And it's funny because if you follow me on social media, you probably notice that, well, one, I haven't been going to the gym to actually lift like I usually do on Mondays. And two, I haven't really been cooking anything. I have barely made a meal in the last 2 or 3 weeks. Part of that is because I didn't want to meal prep something and then not want to eat it. Cravings are just so strange in pregnancy. So I was like, well, I don't want to make something for the whole week and then I don't want to eat it. So I haven't been meal prepping, which is very odd for me. And what I want to eat is just so kind of random that I'm like worried that if I even cook a meal or plan to make a meal and, buy food for that week, that it's not going to sound good when I actually go to cook it, and I don't want to waste food. So it's just been so interesting. At this point, I've been craving breakfast sandwiches. Good old Quick Trip has a great breakfast sandwich. A couple local places have good breakfast sandwiches. Bagels, which I haven't eaten in probably 10 years. I'm craving bagels every day. So a lot of carbs. And then savory things like just like meat and eggs. And then sugar, which I never have a sweet tooth. I'm usually more of a salty, like chips are my thing lately. No, I want sugar. I've been eating so many gummy bears, which is just so strange for me. So at first I was feeling kind of guilty that my diet has not been extremely healthy, which is what I'm used to. But at this point, I realize I just also need to get calories in because my body is working super hard to make this baby. And I'm still trying to work out. I haven't been able to work out quite as much as I normally would, but I just need to feel my body as much as I can. So as much as I still want to be healthy with my food choices, sometimes it's just better for me to eat whatever sounds good than to not eat at all. So it's been an interesting journey for me. I feel like the last couple of weeks, I've been sleeping so much, sleeping till like 7 a.m., which is so out of the norm for me. I mean, I'm used to getting up at like 5 or 6 a.m. and just like needing a lot of rest, more time on the couch, more time in bed, which has been hard. Like that's just not my normal lifestyle or like what I prefer to spend my time doing. but I also know that I need rest and I need more sleep right now more than anything. So, really just giving myself tons of grace and self compassion and love and nourishment for myself and the baby to just understand that this is part of the process and part of the journey. So, it's been a really interesting couple weeks of slowing down and listening to my body and just learning to kind of go with the flow. I think for me, typically I have a pretty strong set routine of things that I do every day and how I like to start my morning. And a lot of that has just gone out the window because I wake up feeling not 100% and not very good most days lately, which everyone tells me by trimester 2, hopefully I will have just this resurgence of energy. I really hope that's true. I hope that's the case for me. Oh, I would love to feel like myself again, but also just trying to trust the journey, right? And really just be present with where I'm at and know that feeling this way is exactly what my body is supposed to be doing right now. So that's been helpful to have that reassurance from so many people around me that are like, oh, you're sick. That's normal. Totally felt the same way. That's a good sign that your baby's healthy, your body is responding the way it should, and hopefully you'll be feeling good really soon. So that has been my current struggle, is just giving up my normal, quote unquote, normal routines and being able to just listen to my body and go with the flow because every day is kind of different. So I'm hoping that I'm turning the corner on just this season of feeling kind of sick. And honestly, I have been telling people that I just feel like I'm functioning at like 10 to 15% my normal capacity of like productivity, focus, energy, creativity, all the things. Like I feel like just, I don't want to say a lesser version of myself because that sounds really mean to say to myself, but I'm not functioning at 100%, and I just have to be okay with that because my body is doing amazing things. So if you have been pregnant or you are currently or you're looking to be expecting soon, that is something that I didn't fully grasp or understand until I'm like in the season myself. So I think this is going to be a trend. There's a lot of things I'm learning about motherhood and pregnancy that you don't really understand until it happens to you or you're in the thick of it yourself. And if you've been pregnant, you're probably nodding and laughing and saying, yes, Stephanie, yes. So to that degree, I'm so excited to just be in this season and really feel that and understand women on a whole different level, because I do think there is just so much about pregnancy and motherhood that we don't even know until we're in that season. So whether you're waiting for that season yourself, I'm praying for you and your time will come. I promise you. Like I said, felt like I waited years for it to be the right time to actually start a family. So I know what that can feel like in a way. And I don't know. I think just trusting the timing of everything, because I do feel like at this point, where I'm at in my businesses and where we're at just with our marriage and our house, we've done the renovations we want to do and we have more financial stability, and like all of those things just bring me so much more peace of mind that we're headed into a season that of course will bring tons of new challenges. I'm not naive about any of that, but that will be okay because we have some stability where we're at right now versus a year, 2, 3, 4 years ago, we didn't have that kind of stability. Things were still just trying to figure it out through COVID and business struggles and all of the things. So trust the journey, trust your path. I've really had to learn to lean on that. And what I'm calling this season is like my surrender experiment, because more and more every single day, I'm learning how much I have to surrender because I don't have control over so many things happening in my schedule and my body and my energy and all of the things. And it's only going to be more of a surrender, right, as the baby comes, which I know that. So it's a good practice for me. It's a great practice in slowing down because that is not my normal speed to, sit on the couch or sleep in or need to take a nap or take a break from whatever it is I'm doing. So this is a really good challenge for me. And so slowing down and surrendering is really going to be a huge focus for me through this entire season. But some things that are going well that I'm really enjoying is I bought a journal called Becoming Mama. And this would be such a great gift if you know someone who is expecting. I love it. I get to journal every single week. And it also goes all the way through postpartum. So it includes the fourth trimester as well. And I just think that's so cool. Journaling has really helped me kind of talk through the experience so far. I've always been a journaler. So I think this is a perfect fit for me to process what I'm experiencing. And someone also kind of mentioned the other day that you should journal, especially in your first pregnancy, because for your second or third, if you have more babies, you're going to want to know and remember what that experience was the first time around. And you think you'll remember now, but you probably won't. So I'm really loving the journal that I had. I'm loving the movement that I am getting in still, which is like dance. I've been dancing at least once, maybe twice a week. And I feel like that's just been such a good experience, not only for me to just relax and have fun and move my body in a way that, I'm not like dying. I've noticed myself getting more out of breath a little bit lately. But dance is still like the perfect amount of cardio for me. And I'm dancing with my baby, which I think is just going to be such a great bonding experience. And hopefully this baby comes out loving music and dancing as much as I do if I keep dancing through my pregnancy. So something else is just sleep. I've always loved sleep. I've always been someone who's like obsessed with sleeping. And now I have even more of an excuse to sleep more. And my sweet, sweet husband bought us a king size bed a couple weeks ago. And oh my gosh, I have been getting some of the best sleep of my entire life. And I accredit it immensely to this king size bed, organic mattress. We got bamboo sheets, like just the whole deal has been life changing for my sleep, which is amazing. And then I've also been decluttering, and that has felt really, really good. So I'm going to do a whole different episode on decluttering that I've been doing with my friend Emily from Simply Decluttered Home. And we started with just closets upstairs, which felt amazing because I knew I needed to clean out the closet so that the next thing we're cleaning out, which is this week actually, is the future baby room. So anything that can't stay in the baby room, we now have space in our closet. So I'll do a whole episode on decluttering because it's just been life-changing, but that's something that's felt really good. I've noticed I've already wanted to like kind of just like get my house in order because, obviously we have tons of time, but I can see how, as I get into the third trimester, I'm probably not going to have a lot of energy physically. So I want to try to get as much decluttering done in our whole house in the summertime, like now through the summer, so that I feel really good going into fall. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. And I wanted to share also what I'm most excited about. I'm going to be doing so many new episodes in this season. So you guys really get to take this journey with me, which is so exciting. I feel like I've always tried to include you in my life and my either my small business journey or my personal journey. And now you get to take this journey with me into a whole new chapter of motherhood. And whether you're a mom or not, I just think hopefully you'll find this very fun. And I'll be sharing so much more about my pregnancy journey on this podcast. So I want to introduce some of those topics. I want to maybe bring on some of the resources I'm using. I want to talk about my, birth plan and how I'm preparing my house. And one thing that I'm really, really excited about is planning out my maternity leave. So as a small business owner, this is something that is so important and we never really talk about it. Like, I've literally never heard a small business owner, a woman, talk about how she planned her maternity leave. And I think it's something we kind of like forget about because, if you're not a small business owner, you probably have some sort of planned leave time that's paid. And whether it's paid or not, you have some sort of time off that you can take for your pregnancy after your baby arrives. And in small business ownership, we don't have that. So I actually think that's something that I'm really excited to do for myself and then be able to teach other women, whether you're planning for a maternity leave or if you're just planning for like a month-long vacation, or maybe you have to have surgery, maybe you need to help your family and you have to step away from your business for an extended period of time. How do you actually prepare for that? So I'm really looking forward to sharing more of that journey with all of you. If that is something that in the future you're going to need to figure out, because I do think having a maternity leave is so important to me. One of the biggest blessings right now is like, I can't even imagine having to go teach classes at 5 a.m. or even 6 p.m. because I've been so sick and so tired in these couple weeks. So not having that business, not having my first studio business has been like a game changer for me. I can't imagine having to figure out a maternity leave of not teaching classes for 1 or 2 months. So it's just been a game changer for me to be able to look ahead to this season of my maternity leave and actually see a sustainable plan to continue to keep my businesses going and growing and continuing to pay myself and actually make money, not having it be, basically time off that you're not paid for, having it be just like any other month in business and being able to step away and do that successfully. So that is one piece that I'm looking forward to because I believe that women should have a maternity leave and I deserve a maternity leave. I deserve to be able to step away from my businesses and focus on my baby. And that's something that, again, I've made a lot of hard decisions to get to a place where I can see that a 2-month maternity leave is actually realistic. And I know that sounds crazy, and it probably sounds crazy to a lot of people, but that is what I am going for. And I'm determined to make that happen. I'm excited about it and how to figure that out. So that's one piece of it. I'm so looking forward to, honestly, like all of the summer and fall activities that I get to do. And I am just inundated with the cutest maternity clothes I have ever seen, and I'm tempted to buy all of them. I haven't pulled the trigger on any of them yet, but I can't wait to just like wear cute clothes this summer with my baby bump. My sister has given me a ton of maternity clothes and things, and I'm so grateful for that. And I just can't wait to like just enjoy the season of watching and experiencing my baby grow. I can't wait to garden and be outside in the morning and read my book. And I just really want to get back to that, like almost like just quiet, peaceful time alone at home with my baby. Like, I think even before the baby comes, that's just something that just sounds so peaceful to me. It's almost like just pulling back and being more present and just being more relaxed. And I just don't want to be go, 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 go up until the baby comes. And even after, I'm really trying to figure out that perfect kind of flow between productivity, enjoying my work and the things that I'm doing, as well as just like slowing down, relaxing, enjoying the moment, and being at home and preparing my home for all of the things. So I also can't wait for the baby's shower and all the celebrations that come with pregnancy, and just preparing, the nursery and all of those things I've been waiting so long to be able to do. So yes, we are going to find out the gender because I want to be prepared in that way. If you guys know me, not only do I want to have parties and celebrations, but I want to, get the room ready and just do all the fun things. So I can't wait for all of the exciting things to come this summer and fall. Fall is my favorite, so I'm excited to have a fall baby. Who knows? Maybe it'll be on Halloween, maybe it'll be October, maybe it'll be November. Either way, I don't care. All I want is a healthy baby. And I would say after that, my biggest thing I'm looking forward to is just, raising a child in the next generation. I feel like a lot of conversations that I have with so many people, it's almost like we've kind of given up hope for future generations of, just instilling hard work and positive attitude and loyalty and resiliency and all of the like character building traits and important, skills that maybe I or anyone else kind of looks at younger generations and feels that they lack. Like that's what we get to pour into our children and the next generation. I want to create kids of change and kids that have dreams and passions and they want to chase them and they want to be creative. And it's kind of funny. I've seen a lot of posts lately about how people want to raise their kids like in a simple time like we had growing up, and I grew up in the early 90s, early millennium, and it did feel like a simple time, before technology, before all of the phones and the kind of instant gratification. Like how do we give that to our kids? I don't know. I have zero answers, but I think that's going to be like a really good challenge. I'm someone that likes challenge, and I think just raising kids in the next generation to have a lot of the skills and traits and kind of attitudes that you want to instill and pour into them. I think that's a really important mission to have as a parent and really important kind of contribution to the world. So, my biggest thing in everything that I do is to create positive impact for whoever I'm around. And I think that even just like through this raising a baby into a child, into a teenager, into an adult is one of the most important things you could ever do, because you really are instilling yourself and the qualities of a good human in them. So I know that's maybe philosophical or like really big picture, but if you know me, that's how my brain works. So not only am I excited to just soak up every moment in this season and the, weeks and months to come, but I'm also just looking forward to the future and what that means and what that looks like being a parent and being able to create a positive impact through this human that I'm raising. So I hope that you enjoyed this episode today. The secret is out. We're so excited. I can't wait to share more with all of you. We really are kind of, I don't want to say relaunching the podcast, but kind of reinvigorating it with new topics, new ideas, new interviews. I will be coming on to do more solo episodes on my pregnancy journey because that is such a kind of, in the moment topic that I'm experiencing right now. So now that the secret is out, I can talk a lot more about it, share a lot more about my experiences, what I'm doing, and hopefully you'll find that fun and interesting and relevant no matter what season you're in. So I can't wait to continue to share this journey with all of you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being a loyal listener to this podcast. And until next time, keep following what drives your soul.